I want to show you a quick overview of how to use the Google Drive system. If you have a Gmail account, then you have access to a whole variety of cloud-based services. And cloud just means that things are stored on the internet, on a server on the internet, and in this case, within Google's data center. So part of what you have access to is a storage system and some personal setting storage. The storage is for your own purposes, and no one can access it unless you give them permission to access it. And you can give permission to individual files or whole folders, but it's your decision of what you'd like to share. By default, nothing will be available to any other person. It's your private space. So here I am logged into my Gmail account. Whatever Gmail account you're using will all have the same features. Sometimes they'll show them to you a little bit differently, so don't be surprised if your interface looks a little bit different than mine. As time goes along, they also update the software that makes this all work. And so over time, things will also move around or look a little bit different. But in general, it will all look the same or work the same. Go up to our app tray here. And if you click on these 9 squares in the upper right-hand corner within your web browser, it's going to show you a menu of some of the services you have available. And you can actually scroll down. There are many, many services, but the most common ones are listed up here at the top. We have Google Drive here, which we'll be taking a look at. And you can rearrange these a little bit. For example, I just drag this over here if I want to reposition my menu. Generally, you don't need to do that though. Okay, I'll click on Drive. And this is the storage view of your Google account, basically. You can create documents in their document suite. You can upload your own files. You have a wide variety of things that you can do with this storage system. Over here on the left side, we have the main panel. We have a big new button, which allows you to create folders and different types of documents that you want to work with. We have My Drive, that's like your actual storage. We have a link which will take you to documents that have been shared with you. Now, these aren't documents that you have created, but this is a document someone else created and then gave you access to. It's nice to be able to see these files in one place, so they have a special link here to access them. Recent will show you documents that you have worked on or accessed recently. This is nice because these are the types of files that, well, you're most likely going to need. If you worked on it yesterday, the chances that you'll need it today are pretty good. So that's a way to find your documents that you may have worked on recently. Starred, now these are documents that you can indicate are important or special for some reason. We'll show you how to put the star on any particular document, and then it'll automatically appear in this menu. It's a nice way for if you have 2, 3, 5 documents that you use all the time or are really important for you to be able to easily access, then you can star them and then just find them right here. If you delete files, they're going to go into your trash, and your trash is right here. And these will just stay here for forever until you run out of storage. If your storage fills up, it's going to start deleting documents out of your trash with the oldest one first. Now, the amount of storage they give you will be different for different accounts. So if you don't have 15 gigabytes, well, you might have some other value there. That's okay. And you can show I'm just using just a tiny fraction of my available storage. Unless I fill up this whole bar with documents, nothing's ever going to get deleted out of the system. Of course, if you want to clear it out, there's an option to do that. I believe up here on the menu. I don't want to do that though. And there's no need to ever do that. The idea is you create a document. If you no longer need it, you send it to the trash, and then it can just sit there and it will take care of itself in time. All right, so up here in My Drive, again, this is the main storage view. What we see at the top is quick access. These are documents that Google thinks you're most likely going to want to work with. And it may be because they were recently shared with you, or you recently worked on them, or you use the same document very frequently. So quick access will be different for everybody depending on how you use a system, and it will change over time. Now, down below, we finally have our view of all of our documents that are stored in the system. And just like any kind of file system on your Windows computer, your Mac, whatever you're using, there's always going to be this structure of files and folders. Down here at the bottom, I just have all the files that I've created. They're sortable by name, sortable by who owns them. For example, if someone else created a document and shared it with you, then the owner would be that other person. We have the last modified, so you can easily sort by the document that I've recently worked with or recently opened. And then file size. Generally, we don't have to worry about file size. So you have a couple ways of sorting this view, but it can be a little bit frustrating finding what you're looking for because just the way that the files are organized is not that easy just to browse it. So we have a search feature up here, and it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a great search feature, but it's not too bad. If I search for resume, I can see all the resumes that have been shared by students or student projects, what have you. So the search feature can definitely help, but it won't always give you the best results. As you type, it's going to add suggestions. If I wanted to open up Eric Boyd's resume, well, then I can just click this document and it would open up. Folders are a nice way of organizing your files. You can create a folder on the new menu here. The first option is folder. And then a folder looks like this one. We collected some of our older files from 2017 into this folder. If I double click the folder, it will open and it will show me whatever files were that we created and sorted into this folder in 2017. That's the basics, and I'll show you two more features inside of a document, just so you know how these things got to be the way they are. I'm going to just create a new Google Doc. This is like a Word document or a text document. I can type words into it. And whenever Google adds a feature, they'll often add a little help bubble to let you know, like, hey, there's something new here, and here's what it does. Here's how it works. All right, so I created my words here. Maybe I'll add a few more words just so it looks a little bit like a document. Paste in a bunch of words, okay. All right, make another paragraph. Great. I'll add some formatting. Use a different font style here. How about some strange font there? Good. Change the color, change the alignment. Okay, well, whatever my document is, hopefully I'm working on something real. I have a document title up here. Right now it's got no name. So I'll just call this test because, well, it's just a test document, nothing of importance. If it was something important, then I would want to write a good short name, kind of like the subject of an email to clearly be able to identify what this document is in the future. And here's your star icon. If I want to make this document special, easy to find in that starred menu in the future, then I can click this star. If I've made a mistake or if this document's no longer important to me, you can just click it again to turn it off. Nice little feature there. And final thing for organizing your files, this folder icon here, it says move. When I put my mouse over it, is how you can find out, well, where is this file stored? And if you want to put it into a folder or move it somewhere else, here you can do that. When I click move, it's going to open up this panel saying that, well, currently this document is in 2017-09. Year 2017, month 9, okay. If, for example, I wanted to move this document into a new folder, let me just create the new folder here. I'll call it test. I click the check mark to create the folder. And now you see that this document, when I click move here, will move into this new folder called test. I could have put it anywhere I wanted to just by selecting that location. But for right now, I'll move it into that new test folder. Move here. Okay. Test has been moved. Everything's been saved in the cloud. I can just close this tab if I wanted to, and nothing will be lost.